to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the Assembly.
Madam President of the General Assembly, Annalena Baerbock, Mr. Secretary General Antonio Guterres, dear heads of state and government, and representatives of the member states gathered here. This should be a time to celebrate the United Nations. Created at the end of the war, the UN symbolizes the highest expression of the aspiration for peace and prosperity. Today, however, the ideals that inspired its founders in San Francisco are under threat as never before in their history. Multilateralism is at a new crossroads. The organization's authority is in check. We are witnessing the consolidation of an international order marked by repeated concessions to power play, attacks on sovereignty, arbitrary sanctions, and unilateral interventions are becoming the rule. There is a clear parallel between the multilateralism crisis and the weakening of democracy. Authoritarianism is strengthened when we fail to act in the face of arbitrary acts, when the international society falters in defending peace, sovereignty, and the rule of law. The consequences are tragic. Throughout the world, anti-democratic forces are trying to subjugate institutions and stifle freedoms. They worship violence, praise ignorance, act as physical and digital militias, and restrict the press. Even under an unprecedented attack, Brazil chose to resist and defend its democracy, regained 40 years ago by its people after 2 decades of dictatorial governments. There is no justification for unilateral and arbitrary measures against our institutions and our economy. The aggression against the independence of the judiciary branch of power is unacceptable. This interference in domestic affairs is aided by a subservient far right who is nostalgic of past hegemonies. False patriots plan and publicly promote actions against Brazil. Peace cannot be achieved with impunity. A few days ago, and for the first time in 525 years of our history, a former head of state was convicted of attacking the democratic rule of law. He was investigated, indicted, trialed, and held accountable for his actions in a meticulous process. He has the right to defend himself was secured, a prerogative that dictatorships deny to their victims. Before the eyes of the world, Brazil sent a message to all aspiring autocrats and those who support them. Our democracy, our sovereignty are non-negotiable. We will continue as an independent nation and as a people free from any type of guardianship. Sound democracies go beyond the electoral ritual. Its strength presupposes the reduction of inequalities, the guarantee of the most basic rights: food, safety, work, housing, education, and health. Democracy fails when women earn less than men or die at the hands of partners and family members. It loses when it closes its doors and blames migrants for the world's ills. Poverty is as much an enemy of democracy as extremism. Therefore, we were proud to receive confirmation from FAO that Brazil has once again left the hunger map in this year, 2025. But in the world, there are still 670 million hungry people, and about 2.3 billion face food insecurity. The only war of which everyone can emerge victorious is the one we wage against hunger and poverty. This is the goal of the global alliance we launched at the G20 and which has the support of 103 countries. The international community needs to revise its priorities, reduce arms spending, and increase development aid. Relieve the service of the foreign debt of the poorest countries, above all African nations, and set minimum global tax standards so that the super rich pay more taxes than workers. Democracy is also measured by the ability to protect families and the childhood. Digital platforms offer possibilities for us to come together in ways we never imagined. But they have been used for sowing intolerance, misogyny,